What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliate and scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tapping in for the Millionaire Morning Show. This is Anton Daniels, and we are rocking out on Friday, January 6th, 2023, year of our Lord. Shout out to you guys. Did the Lapeef Let's Talk show last night. Kicking it with my friends and family. It's a no fumble on a Friday. I know some of y'all is getting y'all first paychecks of the year. And so we're going to tap into everything. We're going to completely mine out every aspect of what we think Fridays is supposed to look like as far as tapping into the money, tapping into our entertainment and celebrity, and then hopefully adding value to prevent you from fumbling the bag. So we're going to cover all bases. We kind of going back to a format that I believe was more conducive with some slight modifications to how it is that we doing things as far as tackling multiple different subjects and then hopefully mining out the best information so you guys can get as much value as possible. What's going on, family and friends? How y'all doing today? Everything good? I see all of my friends is in the chat. Let me see what's in here. Big Suggs is in the building. Monroe, what up, Monroe? Kojak, my dog. Larry Walker. Hovey Baby 316 is in the building. I appreciate you, Sir Shy, my very, very, very first moderator. I appreciate you also. S. Chanel, I love you. Sabrina B, what's happening? Look out below. I see you. Larry Walker, what up, though? Stephen Day, what's happening? Big Dog, Persevere Data TV. You know you, my guy. And Kojak. Jeffrey Woodland, I love you. Randy, what up, Randy? Brock, my dog. What's happening? Leroy Jenkins, I see you. Let's see who else we got. The real what up, Precious? What up, Precious? Listen, Precious. I'm gonna just tell you how we do it here on the Millionaire Morning Show. Because I know you said, Anton, I see you rocking pink and doing it well. It's a whole nother type of bag over here, baby. You know what I'm saying? I like Precious. Precious got that look. Precious kind of remind me of what was the movie that Nia Long was in when she had the short hair? Nia Long and Friday. She got that Nia Long Friday haircut. I like Precious is chocolate. She got that skin that's buttery smooth. Hey, let me just say something. Y'all better start tapping in with them chocolate ones. I know it's always been this color thing that's been happening in the building and all of that since our lifetime. Since I was little, for some reason, it was always this red bone thing that people was always into. They like them light skin or whatever. I like them chocolate. I like them chocolate. I'm going to just be honest with you. And listen, I know I'm married, but you can't sit here and tell me that I can't give a compliment to a woman when she looks classy and she's absolutely stunning as far as how it is that she look. I think that we need to start acknowledging and then giving love and showing love to people and not just holding them accountable. You can also give credit and show out and shout out to the people that's absolutely doing it well. I think she looks classy. I think she looks phenomenal. I think she's an absolutely stunning and gorgeous woman. And if I was single, Precious might be catching a flight to Detroit. What up though? What up though? I appreciate y'all. We was doing the is somebody in here? Who's that? Is that a delivery? Might have to go and check who just coming in and out. I don't like it when people dipping out in and out while I got my show popping off. Hold on. Let me just make sure I got what's going on. All right, we got a delivery over here. Let's see. They be trying to slip in my deliveries, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Anton is getting slim, trim, looking a little bit better every single day. I am officially down 18 and a half pounds, about to be 19, probably 20 over the weekend. And so I think that as a result of a celebration of us tapping in on the Millionaire Morning Show on the first No Fumble on a Friday live stream of 2023, we can get the housekeeping out of the way and then we can get cooking, right, ladies and gentlemen? So as we continue to do what we do, first and foremost, I want to acknowledge Alpha Juice Company. Anton Daniels is officially the first male content creator sponsored by the Alpha Juice Company. And no better person should be able to advocate exactly what it is that you need to be doing as far as getting yourself together in 2023. I've been living with it for over a month and a half. I'm down almost 20 pounds. I like to round up, but I'm going to just go ahead and be straight to the decimal. I'm almost down 20 pounds. I did a cleanse and it was absolutely awesome. I have the discount code in the description for you guys to be able to tap into the Alpha Juice Company. Go to their website and enter in Anton for your discount if you're just rocking out, right? If you're just ordering a product. I'm going to read the super chat shortly. If you decide to do the cleansing, you do it for $100 or more, you can get $10 off. Do Anton10 in your discount code. If you decide that you really want to go for it and you really want to look good for 2023 and you're trying to get your your hot city boy summer on, your hot girl summer on, you're trying to look good, you're trying to travel, you're trying to come into the meetup, the Patreon meetup, we're going to get there in a minute. Make sure that you go with Anton25 if you're doing $225 or more so you get $25 off. So I'm going to make sure I take care of you. And I would never advocate for you rock out with a brand that I'm not first rocking out with myself. Also, tap into Teach Henley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description for you to be able to rock out with them. They are absolutely positively holding us down both on the Lapeef Network and on all of my channels. So we love the Lapeef Network. We love Fight Club. We love the Millionaire Morning Show. We love Anton Daniels. And we certainly love my newest channel, Don't Do Coke in a Bathroom, where all of my archived interviews is going to go, right? We transition that over there. Last but not least, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Some of the things that I got coming up, we got the Patreon retreat that we working on for late summer, early fall. We trying to secure those dates. Patreon member retreat going to be crazy. We had New Year's Eve. That was completely sold out in Miami. We're trying to figure out the next city that we fly into in order to be able to link up with y'all and add value into y'all life. So make sure you tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat so that you can rock out with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. You unlock all of the uncensored interviews that I can't drop on YouTube. And then last but not least, you get all of the game in which I'm dropping a video tomorrow, an exclusive, me teaching you first video of the year of how it is that you can level up from a financial perspective and then make the best decision, because character is also important in order for you to really be able to level up and not find yourself in a situation where you're getting bamboozled, fumbling the bag, and then finding yourself in the same position as Dejounte Murray, rocking out with somebody else's baby mama. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get right into the show as a result of that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and share this with a friend. If you have not already, follow me on all of my social media. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, where I tweet a lot. And then if you need to kick it with me personally, you need a coaching session, you need to talk about money, your relationships, whatever, there's nobody better suited to be able to give you the game and help you to understand how it is that you need to level up than me. Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com. Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com. Email me. I'm going to get you set up for us on the calendar. Rita said we pretty much booked up for February, so I got to figure out what it is that we're going to do. I might start booking up for March. I don't know. The longer you wait, the less opportunity you have for you to be able to kick it with your boy. So send me an email, AntonDaniels413 at gmail.com. I'm going to make sure I add value into your life, and then I'm going to hold you down. All right, so let's get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Before I do so, let me make sure that I acknowledge the super chat, the first super chat of the day, and it comes from Fahim Jackson. Fahim Jackson said, I sent you an email from your YouTube channel, an episode of athletes spending their first million. These are some of the paths you didn't cover. Jalen Hurt, Tyler Hero, and Shaquille Griffin. I got it. Me and Rita was actually talking about that. I'm not sure if I want to break that down in a separate video or if I want to do that during the live stream. We're still trying to figure that out, but I did get it. I was looking at a small sample of it because I like to figure out if it's something that I can use to add value or whatever. But I think I'm going to start breaking those down also. We just getting into the groove at the Millionaire Morning Show. So thank you for sending me that video. Thank you for the 10 ball for holding me down for the first super chat of the day. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's deep dive into what it is that we got going on. I am going to be reading super chats throughout the day. So thank you to everybody that holds us down. Thank you to the Alpha Juice Company. Thank you to Tej Hanley. And thank you to my bag chasers and to you guys that tune in to me every weekday morning so that we can make sure that we add in as much value as possible to you guys. Let's get started with the show. All right, so Dejounte Murray, ladies and gentlemen. And let me first give some credit to some of the people that I have a close relationship with that put me up on game on this story. So my dog, I actually had extended conversations. I talked to him on a regular basis, and he's a really, really good guy. I was introduced to him by way of Kevin Samuels, and that is my guy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with an episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, O'Shea Duke Jackson is exactly how he is online. That's exactly how he is when he talks to you in regular life. That's my guy. I appreciate him. And more importantly, I also appreciate Kevin Samuels for all of the introductions and the opportunities that I had in order to build with him and do some of the greatest things that I've done within the last few years of my life, right? But O'Shea kind of put me up on this, right? And he said, Ton, have you seen Dejounte Murray? I said, you talking about Dejounte Murray that I was watching play for the Hawks and used to play for the Spurs? Budding NBA superstar, absolutely can shoot the lights out and looked like he was really, really focused on the NBA court. I said, what about him? I was sitting courtside and I was watching him play just a little while ago, probably the last couple of weeks, right? And he said, yeah, but did you see what he did? And I said, exactly what did he do? He said, yo, he got an Instagram model pregnant, fam. I said, oh, no. Oh, no, not another one bites the dust. Did y'all not watch the interview that I had with Brittany Renner on my other channel that broke down and she talked about all of the things that was going on with PJ Washington in detail? If you have not already, go and watch it on the Anton Daniels channel before I move it over into Don't Do Coke in the Bathroom, because it's going to be archived there. Did y'all not watch that where Brittany Renner was sitting on my couch and we had that interview and we talked one-on-one? You need to go and watch that, right? Another one bites the dust, okay? So before I give my thoughts, and again, I am going to be reading super chats throughout the show today. Before I give my thoughts, let me go ahead and give you the details, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm out of the loop with some of these guys that be in the news doing what it is that they do on a regular basis, because I'm just not checking for some of these IG models. The overwhelming majority, listen, I'm really not checking for any. I don't think that I follow one IG model online. But I said, okay, all right, let me mine it out. Let me pull up what it is that I was able to find just really quickly, because I want to better understand exactly what was going on, right? And so I went through and I said, okay, let me find out who this chick is, what she looks like, what's happening, and why this man is so smitten
why he's so smitten by a chick on Instagram, right? So we're going to move that over there. And this is her. So on first glance, and I don't necessarily really care to attack anybody in a negative sense or anything like that, but I'm just going to observe it. And then I'm just going to call it out how I see it, right? So on first glance, what I see is a young man that has his whole life ahead of him, right? He's going to be at the forefront of a movement for the new NBA stars, and he's going to make a lot of money. I mean, barring anything crazy or some unforeseen injury, I mean, even with an injury now in the NBA, considering what happened with Paul George and how he was able to recover from it, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he understands that his worth is probably somewhere north of at least 300. Listen to this number, y'all. Somewhere north of at least $300 million. Listen, inflation is crazy and these dudes is making an insane amount of money nowadays. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that this man at some point in his career will probably make north of $300 million. Maybe more, right? This man is going to make north. I mean, good grief. His kids should never need or want for anything ever in life. But then you have to ask the question, well, who was his baby mama, right? So many red flags here. First of all, I personally, and this is just my opinion, I don't want to be married or aligning and having a child out of wedlock. I don't want to have a kid out of wedlock, number one. Number two, there's no way in the world I'm ever having a kid with an IG model. I don't want to even be associated with anybody in a sexual way that considers themselves an IG model. But that's not even a caveat here, guys. Here's the biggest thing. I really, really think that the biggest red flag in this entire situation is that allegedly or apparently, according to what's communicated to me, is that this young woman, and I don't believe in shaming, but this young woman already is somebody else's baby mama. But it gets worse. We didn't even put the cherry on top yet. She was already a baby mama. So think about this. We advocate for guys, and maybe Boyce Watkins is this mentor, right? Because Boyce Watkins, and I'm not throwing a shot at Boyce Watkins, right? We're doing something new in the new year. I'm not throwing a shot at him. I'm just acknowledging the fact that Boyce Watkins are one of the ones that advocated for men to pick up the pieces in the community and make sure that they are aligning themselves with women that already have children. Now, I'm not a person that advocates for that, right? I believe, and again, I believe that credit goes to these dudes that decide to want to pick up pieces in the community and take care of another man's child. I'm not built for it. I would never, in good conscience, advise for a man to go and take care of another man's child. However, I got to acknowledge that y'all are the biggest, most courageous dudes that I've ever seen in my life. Here's the caveat, though. Not only did he go and get pregnant out of wedlock, a chick, taking care of her, flying her out on private jets, jumping up on her Instagram, so on and so forth. Not only did he get pregnant a chick that likes to wear butterfly eyelashes and be in the spotlight. Again, and just because you might have money and you famous, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're smart or you make the right decisions, right? Not only did he do that, but he made his new baby mama a rapper's old baby mama. Oh, beat me over the head. His new baby mama is another rapper's old baby mama that he's allegedly going back and forth and having spats about with. Come on, man. NBA young boy. So you telling me she went, and again, this is what was communicated to me. She went, spread her legs, spread eagle for a rapper who has a whole lot of other baby mamas. Now remember this, y'all. When these women, especially in the industry, and I can't understand for the life of me Why do rappers and entertainers and famous people all pass around the same women, have children with the same women, get diseases by the same women, and then get posted on Instagram with the same women that every other entertainer and rapper that got in the industry? And there's so many other women that's out on the street that's better than them, not as known as them, has probably a better family system that they were raised in. Why do they all have to be with the same women? I'm about to start reading the super chats throughout the show. I appreciate y'all. I don't understand it. And why are you busting them down without a rubber? And you getting them pregnant, which means that you're going to be tied to them for the rest of your life. You did not take the anti-simping class. You did not take the anti-simping class. At all. You didn't take it. You didn't take the crash course. The more I get to know a lot of these famous people, the less I understand, and the more I realize that they just live in a world that's just quite possibly the most absurd thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. The more visibility that I get, the more connected I get with certain people. And I don't know him and I don't know her, but I have my own little circles that I run in and that I get connected with certain people. The less I want to be involved in these industries and then around certain people, because it's not conducive for what it is that I've been taught and shown how it is that a man is supposed to carry himself when it comes to relationships and character. I don't want to be involved. But let's deep dive into it, right? Oh my God. The model, and what makes a woman a model? You used to have a Victoria's Secret contract. Something else that you could substantiate that this person is actually a model. What? So anybody can just go on Instagram, take their clothes off, and they're an Instagram model? Okay, cool. Dejounte Murray and model Jania Meshell are expecting a baby girl. Meshell announced the exciting news with a stunning maternity photo on Tuesday. We're patiently waiting for our little princess, Murray. The soon-to-be mom captioned in black and white photo of herself caressing her growing baby bump. She went on to share that they're expecting their daughter on April 2023, and then they got to be born during my month, right? The social media announcement perfectly coincided with the pair's gender reveal event, which Meshell shared footage of on Instagram. Now, I know that women that look pregnant look a little bit more bloated as far as in other parts of their body or whatever, so on and so forth, right? Often at times, you still can't hide BBLs or work that's done to the body and things like that. So I can't say or confirm at all, but this is apparently the gender reveal event. Why is she walking like a penguin? Why is she walking like a? Why do women walk like penguins? With their feet just turn inward like this? Congratulations. At the fun-filled event, Murray seemed to be in good spirits as he rocked a custom daddy t-shirt and jointly popped a gender balloon that rained pink confetti. Let me go to her Instagram really quickly and see what the word is out here in these streets. Is this her? Hold on. And she got a blue check mark. Okay. So this is her. Apparently, she already got a kid by NBA YoungBoy, who already has a whole lot of kids. As you can see, I don't rock her, or I haven't read her story. And she's booking. Book her today. Date night. Cool. Yeah. Now, look, again, I don't know, but I want you guys to assess this for me. When you become a public figure, you then become full game to even, to be able to have this conversation. Is this the Miami special or no? Just curious, honestly. Is this the Miami special or no? Why do these chicks, when they go out here and they allegedly, because it looks, I'm not saying that it is, but I'm saying that it very much looks like it. Why do when they get these first of all, why are y'all talking and getting pregnant these women that don't mind showing the whole world all of their assets? I don't understand y'all. Why are y'all chasing these chicks and then posting them and then making sure that y'all know that these are the chicks that y'all having sex with and that y'all rocking with? A. B. Why do all of these chicks go into the doctor when they go in to get their BBL and say, hey, I want to look like an ant? Why do they all look like ants? Listen, when I'm down in Miami, and I'm seeing this more and more. Now, there is some gorgeous people down there, some phenomenal looking women that just look, maybe they do got some surgery, but they didn't go all the way, say, I want the ant body. I want to look like the old Kardashians, right? Why do you all have to look like ants? Overwhelming majority of the women that's down there look like this. They look like this. Seriously. They got the eyelashes. They got a ton of hair. And then they take the ant. They go in the doctor and they say, I want the ant special. They all look the same, man. All of these chicks look the exact same, fam. They over revealing. They have no class about them. They look like they cockeyed, and I don't know where they get that cockeyed look from. Why do a lot of these chicks look cockeyed? Look at their eyes. Why are their eyes like that? Honestly. And I don't know her. I've never heard of her before or whatever. Shout out to my dog, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Why are they eyes? Why do they eyes look like they cross-eyed when they turn them or something like that? They got these crazy eyelashes, tattoos all down their body. They butts look like they ants. And then they had a baby hairs, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. And then all you need in order to get the Hood Rat special is to get, to get the rapper Hood Rat starter pack special is to make sure that you can get a rapper to try to get you pregnant. Or if you're lucky like her, you will get a rapper and an NBA player. You'll level up. And you'll get more clout because more women will follow you. And then they'll say, yeah, sis, you doing it. And then you confirm what it is that Amber Rose was saying to Murder Mook on the Drink Champs podcast when she was saying they shouldn't shame women. Which is why our families are in disarray, because then your kids who have unlimited access to see all of this nonsense will then be the ones that follow in the footsteps of all of these same people looking to be Instagram models. Come on, man. Let me read some of these super chats to see what y'all thoughts are. Honestly, I'm just very, very curious. Shout out to Billing Co. I appreciate you. Says, I just got that gear too. I was telling Rita. Shout out to Billing Co. With the 20 ball. Billing Co. just sent me this dope gear, sent me this dope hat and whatever. And I was out at Somerset Collection, and I was doing some shopping, and I was in Saks and stuff, and I couldn't find nothing. And I was like, yo, I need some new drip, but ain't none of this sticking out. Because I don't just buy stuff because it's name brand. I don't just buy stuff because it's hype beast or nothing like that. I got to have that dopeness. It just got to be something. And as soon as I got to the crib, Rita was like, hey, you got a new box. And it was from Bill & Co. I said, yo, this is the drip that I need. So you probably going to see me rocking that a little bit next week. For all of y'all designers and clothiers, make sure y'all send me y'all stuff so I can rock it. And y'all can see me in the Instagram pictures. You can see me on the live stream and all of that. Because I want to highlight my bag chasers and the people that I rock out with. Shout out to Bill & Co. for sending me that drip. I'm going to be dropping that soon. Also, Old Country Boy says, thoughts on Rumble and Locals compared to Patreon. Locals actually hit me up. Locals hit me up and they said, we want you to come over to the platform. They gave me the pitch. I sat down with them actually it was last Saturday morning I sat down with them. And they showed me about the platform. it was similar to Patreon, but the thing about it is that, and I am taking into consideration Rumble. The thing about it is just that why would I move over into those platforms when I'm building my own that I think is going to have a much, much better user experience than Locals or Patreon? So it's I don't think that I'm sticking with Patreon. Patreon has held me down. I have my own rep. It allows for me to be able to pour into my people effectively. It's a good stopgap before we launch our own platform with the Bag Chasers. So that's my thoughts. I appreciate you for the question. Shout out to Old Country Boy. Marcus Alexander says, keep up the dismantling of an unhealthy culture and help people build up a healthy living standards for the people. I appreciate you, Marcus Alexander. Thank you for the fireball. Shout out to D Got Sauce with the $2. Said the Ant Special, hashtag Ant Special. Fahim Jackson says, with the fireball, says a lot of these athletes raised by single parent mothers. So this is not at all seen as problematic. It's a reality our community know all too well. That's fair. That's a fair point. Timeout says, stop playing, Anton. She is classy in today's standards. She went from ashy to classy to trashy. Ain't that what Big said? Shout out to Hovey Baby. Also hit me. Hovey Baby 316 also says, good afternoon, Anton. Trying to strategize my portfolio and income. Maybe you can give us the game in the Patreon on Mega Back Door Rolfs. Thanks. Is that what y'all want me to talk to and break down inside of my next video on the Patreon? Because I can actually do it, not this video that's dropping tomorrow, but the next one that I'm dropping after, the next exclusive video that I'm personally dropping after. Or do y'all just want me to do a live stream? Also take that into consideration. Doing all the construction in the building while I'm live streaming. L.A. Wilkes with the fireball says, then he crazy for hitting the chick raw after NBA Youngboy. He looks dirty. Facts. So, this is what we working with. This is what y'all going to see in Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. This is what you're going to see on Instagram. This is what the young girls is doing and what the guys is going for. They going with the chicks that look cross-eyed, got butterfly eyelashes, tattoos all down their body, and then got the Ant Special. Maybe we can get a better picture of her. Look. This is what he decided to get pregnant. Jesus. This is what Dejounte Murray decided to get pregnant, y'all. This is it. This is our future. These are the mothers of our children. These are the ones that we supposed to protect and love and hold down. These are our women, ladies and gentlemen. This is who we decided to get pregnant. This is what we got. Yo, if my wife, if y'all seen my wife doing this online, please tell me that you'd still have respect for her. These are the future of our women. It's insane. What's going on, Rita? See, Rita just walked in on time. Right on cue. What's up, baby girl? You want to come give daddy a hug? Because I just got done watching these Instagram thoughts. You want to show your sandwich? Let me see your sandwich. Let me see. What the heck is this?
I told you, it's no bread. It's a pickle. They put it in a pickle.
What is this, a turkey sandwich? Mm-hmm. This is crazy. So this is the turkey sandwich that Rita just brought in. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's made, it's no bread on it, and it's actually made. The buns are a pickle. That actually looks pretty good.
I'll save you half.
All right, cool. All right. So we back in the building. Shout out to Nicki Minaj started the look, aka Black Barbie. I think that it happened before Nicki Minaj. I think if you want to go all the way back to Trina, Foxy Brown, Little Kim, Prior to that, it wasn't any of that. Prior to that, you can even all the way go down back to Adina Howard. So y'all don't know that I know my history, right? Before that, you had the MC Lights, you had women that actually just dressed regular, Mary J. Blige or whatever, so on and so forth. You didn't have women looking like that. You didn't have dudes trying to hold down women that looked insane, and then she walking out with the money phone. I don't know, man. Listen, I don't know anymore. I'm just so broken and confused about what it is that we got going on in our society. Anyways, there's a young woman that I'm actually petitioning, and I actually just sent her a message this morning, so I'm trying to bring her into Detroit and get her on a platform. She probably hasn't even seen the message yet, so I DM'd her, and then I'm gonna send her an email or whatever, so on and so forth. But there's this new young girl, right? And her name is Rajiva the Ruler. I've been following on YouTube, and so I always been looking for channels that's a little bit more interesting than what the norm is, right? I like to watch stuff like Soft White Underbelly. I like to watch the financial channels. I like to watch, a lot of the different things that other people may not necessarily be familiar with. So I've recently, probably within the last 2 months, started following this girl who's starting to get a pretty decent following on YouTube. And I think her name is Rajiva the Ruler. And let me tell you why I find her interesting and why I find her content compelling, right? One of the reasons why I find her content compelling is because she's recently just gotten out of prison. Now, I love a good story. I love people with a good backstory and that's willing to be transparent in what their life is so that they can hopefully add value into other people's lives while also getting to the bag. I think that is the perfect recipe for success, is to be transparent about the things that you've gone through and went through. And thank you guys for the super chats. I'm continuing to read them out throughout the show. I'll make sure I get to every single super chat, all right? I think that her channel was compelling. Before we get into her, make sure y'all tap into the Alpha Juice Company. The link is in the description. Put in discount code Anton if you're just getting that regular bag. If you're doing a $100 juice cleanse or more, put in Anton10 in order to get the $10 off. If you're doing a $225 juice cleanse or more, put in Anton25 and they'll give you at least $25 off. I'm personally down 18, almost. I think after this weekend, it'll be like 20 pounds. I'm looking sexy. I fit my clothes a little bit differently. I am the new male sponsor, the only male sponsor, the first male sponsor of the Alpha Juice Company. They have been good to me. They take care of me. They've shown good faith. They've allowed for me to live with their product to make sure that I can actually emphasize how important it is for you guys to get on this. We changing our lifestyle because we want to live in good health longer. Make sure y'all tap into the Alpha Juice Company. I would never pitch something to you that I wasn't using myself. Also, Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Tap into that. And then last but not least, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. I'm dropping an exclusive video tomorrow. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. So without further ado, she talks about her relationship and why she found herself going to prison as a result of being in a specific relationship. So I seen this pop up on my timeline today. I said, I've been following her. I want to give her a little bit of shine. And then hopefully I can bring her into the studio here in Detroit so that we can have a more extensive conversation and I can ask her some compelling things that other interviewers probably would never ask her. So without further ado, let me jump into the video and then hopefully we can glean something from this and learn something so that we can become better versions of ourselves going forward.
So before that interview drops, we gonna drop this video. So y'all will already be hip to it.
Rajiva the Ruler. I think that's her name.
But it won't be news to y'all. So I've gotten...
And make sure y'all, when y'all go and follow her or you go and check out her videos on YouTube or whatever, and if you find it compelling and you like it, make sure y'all tap into her and y'all say, hey, Anton shared your content. He think it's absolutely dope. This is how I found you. Make sure y'all let her know that Anton found her content because I like to give some shine to new upcoming content creators that's doing great work or putting out compelling content that may be a little bit different than what we used to. Let's continue.
So many questions about my co-defendant. So many questions. And it's like, I just overlook them. I don't respond to them. And I know y'all like, girl, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? So we are going to get into it.
I have not seen this video yet. And on her channel specifically, she breaks down what it was like going to prison, doing 10 years in prison. This video specifically, I believe it's titled Going to Jail for 10 Years Because of My Relationship.
So I graduated from high school May 29, 2010, and it was on my mother's birthday, even though she did not stay for the whole graduation because somebody had aggravated her and she ended up leaving.
Reading super chats throughout the show, y'all.
My diploma on her birthday. And at that time, my sister was in prison. She only had like a year and a half, but she was in prison when I graduated. So I told y'all about the 5 colleges and universities that I got accepted to. And I didn't end up going to college that August. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay here and help my mom because my sister has 2 kids. One of them lives with me now. So I was like, I'm going to stay home, help my mama with the kids. Like, it's too much on her. So that was my excuse. But really looking back, it was more so that even though I got those acceptance and I could have went off to school, I didn't know nobody who went to college. Like, I didn't know nobody who was successful and living a good life. So I was kind of like insecure to it. It was like, why me? Like, I didn't feel like I could get out that cycle. So I said that I was staying home to help my mom, which I did stay to help her. But I really think that was just my way out.
So the foundation of her story is that she was already used to seeing a certain type of lifestyle. And the expectation from my perspective, based off of what she's communicating, is that subconsciously she had already made up in her mind, even though she had better opportunities, that because I've never seen this before, it's not something that I'm trying to necessarily go all into. I had got accepted by all of these colleges. My sister was already in jail and doing prison time for a year and a half or whatever. I'ma just go and help my mama with these kids or whatever, so on and so forth. One thing that you hear in this story, and this is one of the reasons why I want to emphasize this so much, is that you see no strong male figures in the household. Let me say that again. You see no strong male figures that is playing a role in determining the future of these young girls in the household. I have not seen this video. I have not seen it up to this point. I seen the title of the video. It looked like something that I wanted to share with you guys. And so now I'm reviewing it in real time. And I think that this is a learned lesson that can come along with how it is that we're supposed to be championing and building stronger families and making better decisions about who it is that we lay next to. Let's continue.
So I should have went off to school in August, because if I'd have went off to school in August, we would not be where we are now. I ended up catching that charge November 7, 2010. So like I said, if I would have went to school, I would not have the testimony that I have. So I ended up, earlier that year, I did meet my co-defendant. He was in prison, and like growing up, I used to hear stories about him. He was very infamous. Like, he was very like abusive. I used to hear stories about like how he used to roll, like what he used to do. I'm talking about ever since growing up, everybody used to hear about him, but he was in prison. And I even heard this one story about him where his girlfriend, he beat her and knocked her eye out of the socket. Like, eye socket out. Like, the eye was out. And it's like, out of all the stuff I've ever heard, I'm talking about with professional fighting and everything, I ain't never heard about nobody eye coming out of the socket. So, you know, that was like a big deal. And he ended up getting out of prison February of 2010. And I didn't know him, I just knew of him. So when he got out, I remember I was walking with my friends. So like our hood is like, it's kind of like a community.
So what I'm gleaning from this conversation, and I'm assuming before she really gets into the thick of it, what I'm gleaning from this conversation is that this man's reputation preceded him. He was a hood star, and he was probably the D-boy, the dope boy, right? She's referencing him as her co-defendant because obviously they wind up getting caught up in some stuff where she caught some charges. That's the whole channel. A lot of what it is that I've seen on the channel so far, the foundation of it is based in the story of, yo, I got caught up with a dude in a relationship, wind up doing 10 years in prison. And so now she's giving us the backstory as to who this guy was, how she knew of him, what his reputation was before she met him, and then she's going to go into the process of how she found herself in prison facing 10 years. This is a cautionary tale. This is a cautionary tale. Remember, we never heard of any father figure in a household. Already had a foundation of what the expectation was based off of the fact that her sister was already in prison and there's no father figure in a household. She knew of this guy's reputation. which tells me that women ain't afraid of getting their head knocked in, especially when they trying to align themselves with somebody that has some form of power, even if it's in your small little hood. She heard specifically that the dude had knocked the chick's eye socket out. Let's continue.
So it's real ducked off. It's one way in, one way out. So I was walking with my friend, you know, in the areas that I was allowed to walk in, even though I was grown. My mama still didn't play that. So I was walking with my friend, which is his cousin. And we was walking, and this was the first time I seen him. And he was in this car. The windows did not work. It was summer. Actually it was spring, but it was hot. It's Florida, so it felt like summer all the time. And the windows didn't work, so he was like riding around with like the door open to get some air. I guess the windows nor the AC worked. So me and my
Apparently this dude just got out of jail, because it's not like he's stunting or he got no bag, but let's continue.
friend, we just walk in, and he's like, you know, looking like, watching me while I walk, and then he like opened up the door, and he's like,
Predator.
you know, doing a little cat call,
Predator.
like, hey, you know, what's up? Hey, what's your name? Who is that?
Predator.
Like asking his cousin who I am and all that. And I've always been like,
Predator.
who you talking to? Don't talk to me. So I didn't even respond to him. Like I like looked at him and rolled my eyes and kept walking, and like all his little cat calls, I was not paying no attention to it. I just kept walking like, sir,
Y'all
go
pay
about your
attention to him.
business.
Y'all hear him.
I was 18 at the time, and he was like 30, 31. So I kept on about my business, and he would do.
She was 18. He was 30. 31. Let's keep that in mind, y'all. You're not even fully developed in your brain as a young woman until you hit your 20s, probably your mid-20s. You're a child. You don't even have a car. You're walking from school or walking in the summertime with your friends, probably about to go play hopscotch or jump in a freaking fire hydrant or something like that, right? You're a child. You're 18. And a 30-year-old man is pulling up to you, can't even shut his doors because he got to get some air, talking about, what's up, shawty? What's your name? What your name is? What your name is? This is sad. This is our community, y'all.
That like all the time, and like my friend was like, oh girl, like, you know, like he was very infamous, so you know the girls was like, oh
Your
girl,
reputation.
you know, it's him. And
All you need is a reputation. You don't even gotta have no money. All you gotta do is be that guy.
regardless if you don't have a backstory, when you get out of prison, you be a big deal. Like for men, it'd be a big deal for them because most of the time you come home from prison and you be in shape, you look good, like you done worked out and everything. So
Think about that, y'all. We celebrate the idea that somebody has been to prison, man. That is stripes. We don't say, yo, we celebrate some. And Charleston White actually talked about this here several different times. Maybe I'll drop a new Charleston White interview this weekend. What you think, Rita? Drop a new Charleston White interview, uncensored, that ain't never been seen before? 2 hours? Bet. Think about how backwards we are in our community, right? We don't say, yo, he graduated college, he got a good future ahead of him. Oh, snaps, he got 2 parents and he have a strong family structure. I think that I can build with this guy. Women don't start saying that until later on in life when it's already too late, man. This is why you need fathers in your life, so that they can make decisions that are best for you, even though you're not doing the thing that's best for yourself. We don't champion and celebrate the nerds. And I was representing for the nerds on the Lapeef Network last night. And I said, yo, Bruiser said Anton, which obviously he was wrong because Anton is greater than great. I'm not going to wait for anybody to give me my flowers. He said, Anton, you know, one of the reasons why you was probably such a good guy coming out of high school and doing the right thing is because you probably didn't get a lot of attention. You was probably a nerd and you wasn't running in a 40-yard dash and fast enough and you were short and all of this other type of stuff. And I said, I know. Ain't that crazy? Because let's just say, for example, hypothetically, that's true. And I said, yo, it's people that be in my chat that know who I was in high school. They know who the man was. The goal was to become the nerd. The goal wasn't to be in prison, man. Yo, one of the things that I will say about me and my group of friends, because when we all came together at Cass Technical High School, and my father was kind enough to actually make the sacrifice instead of buying a new car. He sent me to private school for 2 years during middle school that absolutely positively changed my life. It exposed me to a completely different mindset of people that were actually living in abundance instead of people that were operating based off of duress. Good was good and bad was bad instead of bad being good and good being bad. And so what happened was when we all found ourselves, and some of my other friends that went to private school, some people had came from public school that was in high school, we all pulled ourselves together and that we influenced each other in a proper way. And some of us did fall off. Shout out to my dog Maris. He wound up getting killed. He was in the streets once we graduated high school, and we kind of fell apart as far as him going his way. And we decided we wanted to go to college. He went to the streets, and he not here to tell that story. The goal was to always get away from the hood. We never wanted to be a part of that lifestyle because we had already seen it and grew up in it. And then when we got exposed to something different, we said, you know what? Life is much bigger than prison. We don't have to be the rappers. We can be the owners. We don't have to be ball players. We can be investors. And so what you see today is a reflection of the mindset, also giving very much a lot of credit to my father and things like that, that set the precedence and set the expectations for us in order for us to be able to go about doing the things that's right. So we don't look at it as a badge of honor. Yeah, I was in the streets. I was running dope and all of that other type of junk. That's not cool to us. We look at you as a corn. See, the dope boys is the cornballs to us. The ones that was stealing, the thugs, the dudes that was trying to be like everybody else, we looked at them as dirty. We said it's a possibility that you were standing on the corner all night and you haven't even washed your balls today, man. Seriously. We knew that the only reason that you had that mindset was because you was trying to put on a front so that you can look cooler and tougher for everybody else, which is why you felt so ashamed when you came around us and we were able to articulate ourselves more effectively and you couldn't even get a sentence out of your mouth without saying the N-word. We thought you was an idiot because you skipped class, and then we waited, because it wasn't like we didn't skip class, but we waited to the end of the semester when we had already locked in great grades for us to be able to actually skip away, go run around downtown, do some fun stuff or whatever, so on and so forth. We didn't do senior skip day to go out and smoke trees and get blowed and then do some dumb junk and all of that. We skipped because we was just little kids just trying to have a bunch of fun, and we was trying to look fresh and impress the girls. That was never cool to us. It was never cool to us to be a thug. It was the thing that we found ourselves running away from, not running to. So when I hear stories like this is a reflection of what it is that I see happening in our communities. We've reprogrammed our young men to be feminine and to not stand on the thing that's right. And we've reprogrammed our women to want men or want young boys that actually is not good for them and not conducive to their lifestyle. Let's continue.
The men be a hot commodity because you ain't been out here to sleep with her, and her. So women be like, oh yeah, it's like new booty. So they be a hot commodity. And it's the same thing for women when you get out of prison. Like men feel like, oh, you ain't had sex in a while. So it's like when you get out of prison, you just like a hot commodity regardless of if you
when you get out of prison, you a hot commodity. This is crazy. Think about this, y'all. This is crazy. Let me catch a couple of these super chats while we on the way. CB says, Anton, you skipped my $5 donation. You don't take the Bay Area donos no more. Let me make sure I try to find that, CB. Hold on. I didn't do it on purpose. Sometimes I'll be cooking and I'll be missing it. I got you. No, I didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Shout out to Pastor Anton this AM. That sweatshirt is fire. Let me shout out to who this sweatshirt. So this sweatshirt is made by Aviator Nation. I'm not a person that just rock out with brands just because it's the popular brand. I don't care about Balenciaga, Miri. I do like the style of Versace, so I do rock with a little bit of Versace. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about Gucci. I don't care about Hermes or none of that. Louis Vuitton, not my thing. I'm more of an Aviator Nation, 8-bit. Y'all don't know nothing about none of these brands. I like rocking local people. When people send me stuff, I like certain type of hoodies. I do like Levi's, and it's a couple other brands that I like to rock with. But I like Scotch and soda. So when you're talking about style and stuff, y'all actually got to be able to tap in and be able to get to some of the things that actually makes the most sense, because it's not all about just throwing a bunch of brands on. That's not fly. It's matching up your stuff to where it actually try to create a vibe, or it's a certain kind of look that you're going for, and you just know it when you see it. Some of y'all might even need a stylist, man. Read it. You gonna style them? Read it. You do got the eye. Do Business says every man has to learn the hard way. There's no other way. I do believe in suffering, my friend. I do believe in suffering. Let's continue. Thank y'all for the super chats. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for holding me down. If I forget a super chat, just mention it in the chat, and then I'll go back and read it, because I don't want to ignore and I don't want to not acknowledge the people that hold me down and support the platform. Let's continue, y'all.
So he had to pass on top of that. So, they was like, oh, girl, and I'm like, not interested. And he used to always do this. Like, when I be walking with her or when I walk with somebody else, he'd like always stare and everything. And I used to just like not pay him no attention. So I remember one time I was riding in the car with my friend, the one I told y'all I was my best friend for like 10 years before I went to prison. So I'm riding in the car with her, she's driving, and they like having a block party out, and he sees me in the car with her, so he like flags her down, and he's like, hey, cuz, like, what's up, what's going on? And she like, nothing, what's good? And he was like, what's up with your friend? Like, put me in with your friend. So I'm sitting on the passenger side, like, in my phone, and I'm like, attitude and all.
Now this is 2010, like, y'all. Remember what she's saying.
Like, all that kind of little girly stuff. And he was like, man, put me in with your friend. And I was like,
shout out to my technicians. Shout out to my cast technicians and everybody from Detroit in the chat. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
And she was like, I got you, and all this stuff like that. So we ended up driving off. I was like, listen, do not give him my number. So she was real crazy. We made jokes about it and everything. We was laughing. We went on about our business. And like, this is over the span of like, he tried to talk to me for like 2 months before I actually gave him the.
If first you don't succeed, try again. All you doing is just beating down all of her insecurities, her fears and everything. And then eventually she got to come over there. Because she don't know no better, and she was already curious in the first place. And so all she's doing is just alleviating any kind of barriers that's actually meant to protect her from predators, right? Because she's 18 and he's 31 years old, just getting out of prison. The things that's supposed to inherently protect her, often at times, if you beat it down enough, you'll start to ignore a lot of those red flags, and then you'll start to go over to the thing that's actually worse for you. Next thing you know, you're doing 10 years in prison.
Time of day. And he ended up, I was around my friend's house, who is his cousin. And he came around there for something, and my cousin, that's like his homeboy, was there, and it was like, oh, my dog said this, that, and the third. And I'm like, not interested, like, no, thank you. And everybody was like, he got money, like, he got this, he got that, like, do your thing, like, all this other stuff like that.
All of our people listen, think about it, y'all. It's the same exact conversation that we was having on the Lapeef Network yesterday. Oh, girl, he got money, he got this, he got that. Don't you sit here and tell me that the inherent nature of a woman is not to be hypergamous even when you're a child. You're being programmed by other women to look at a guy as food. Girl, he got money. He just got out of prison. He's selling dope. He doing this, he doing that. Not how you got it. Not holding him down from the beginning, understanding that he's gonna be a phenomenal man long term. It's always talk to the people that is worse for us in order to get the worst things for your future. It's unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. But again, I think that this girl is phenomenal, and I love her telling her story, because it then helps to warn other people and other young women on how it is that they need to be looking at dudes instead of looking at them as opportunities based off of the worst of us. You can start to go after the dudes that's actually going to be best for you. And let me be clear here. I do believe that it's important for women to be hunters, to be trappers. I want you to get the man that's best for you. I want you to be the best version of yourself when you do it. I want black women to get married. I want our young daughters to have strong households with great fathers that stick around for them. Go after the guy that actually is best for you early. Hold him down. Stick with him. He's going to become something great and phenomenal. And more importantly, you're not going to be doing 10 years in jail.
And I'm like, no, he's dropping around in his hot box. Like, how much money can he have anyways? His windows don't work and his AC don't work. And I was not like necessarily intimidated by older men, but I was a virgin at the time, so I definitely wasn't finna jump off the porch with a grown man. Like, you got enough experience for the both of us, okay? So my cousin was like, just that and the third, like, so I'm like, no, I'm not interested. And eventually he ended up getting my number. So he would like text me and like call me. I would not answer his phone calls. Like, he would text me and like I would just be so mean in the text messages and stuff, like just throwing salt. I guess that kind of like incited him. Some men like the challenge. Some people, they feel like you playing hard to get, so they want to like wear you down.
And so, he did. He wore you down.
In my experience, every single relationship that I was in where somebody had to wear me down, it was horrible. Something was throwing me off from the beginning, okay? So he ended up texting me and stuff. So I'm talking about, this is like probably like a month and a half, almost 2 months in. So I'm walking and everything. And I was by myself at this time. So he's like, just ride with me. He was like, just take a ride with me.
Just jump in the car. Just come get in the car. Come ride with me, baby girl. Listen, you ain't got nothing to fear. Oh, you don't know that you're about to be doing 10 years in jail eventually. Man, just come get in the car. Just get in the car. Man, my daughter can't get nobody's car. My daughter can't go over nobody's house, get nobody's car, go and visit nobody after school, nothing. Matter of fact, we got the trackers on her. She got to have her Apple Watch on at all times. I got to meet the parents of the person's house that she's going to hang out at. I want to know exactly what's going on at all times. And you know what the funny part about it is when you communicate effectively with your child, they actually understand that you're doing it for their protection, and they will lean into your guidance as a father and as a mother, because communicating effectively and being steadfast and making sure that you are protecting your kids is very, very important. You are not their friends. Let's be clear. You are not their friends. You are their parents. Family. Stop trying to be the friends of your kids and learn to parent your kids effectively. It don't matter how they feel. It don't matter if they throw a tantrum. Don't matter if they hate you. Raise them the right way when they're younger, and then stay on top of that junk as they continue to go into teenagers. It will not depart from them. It will carry them through, even if they go through something, even if they suffer, even if they stumble. It carries with them those principles, and they will recover from it. It doesn't absolve them from having to go through things just like everybody else. But what it does do is it carries with them, because those principles and those things that you press down into them, that discipline, them early whoopings that you gave them when they were younger, so that when they become teenagers, they understand why they can't do certain things, and that it's consequences that come along with their actions. Parent your children. Don't just be there for them to bail them out of jail because you already failed as a parent. Parent your children. And then they don't get in the car with dudes that is pressing them and texting them and trying to get on top of them and all of this other type of stuff. They like, you know what? I'm not even taking that way to go to school no more. And I'm going to tell my parents so that my dad can make sure that your black ass is locked up and that you're not over here trying to chase my daughter down. This is why you need two parents in a household, because often at times, not only do mothers not fully understand the dangers that come along with not having a father in a household, they don't get to see what an example of a real man looks like. Secondly, third, and most importantly, often at times, because the parent is raising that child on their own, they don't have the ability to have insight into what it is that's going on in their life at all times. See, Rita is a full-time mother. The reason that she's down here with me right now is because my daughter is in school. But she takes her to taekwondo practice, and she's at the football games, and she's at the meetings and the parent-teacher conferences, and she participates effectively in my daughter's life on a regular basis. She is a phenomenal mother, And she is intimately connected, and they have a friendship, and when we go out to the mall and they doing different things or whatever, and I just marvel. And I take so much pride in watching them walk down the hallway and go into the stores, because when they go into stores, they holding hands together. And then when they get out, my daughter get out, and then she come and jump on my back, and then we all hang out together. You don't really understand what that does to a young girl or a young boy's psyche, to be there and be participating, and then having a father or a mother intimately involved in what it is that they're going on in their life. When I see my daughter and my wife walking down the street, holding hands, Right after my daughter just started having a tantrum because my wife told her she got to make sure that her room is clean before she can go anywhere. She made sure that she held her accountable before she even left the house. Hey, listen, if your room not clean, you're not going nowhere. She taught her how to be a woman in order to be able to wash the dishes effectively and take care of this stuff. And then she's hanging out with her parents, which is why I started blocking off my weekends, because I want to make sure that I capture these moments in my mind, because I've worked so hard to be able to afford the lifestyle and to buy my time back so that I can then witness these things in real time. It is imperative, ladies, that you do not let your child, if you have an opportunity to be with your father, the father of your child, stick with it, roll with it. Let your daughter and your son be able to witness and grow up in a household that's not toxic, but also conducive for the lifestyle that you want to have for your children. It's not about you. It's about them. It's not about you. It's about the children. You think that this thing is about you and it's not. It's about them. You gave up your freedom in order to prioritize what was best for your child when you decided to open your legs and let somebody skid in you. I'm going to just keep it real with you. We're going to get back to the video in 1 second, but you gave up your right as a person that can focus 100% on you. Now, if you don't want that life, then don't have children, and then you can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. You ain't got to answer to nobody. You ain't got to do nothing for nobody. You can be as selfish as you want, and you can be justified in your selfishness because you don't owe anybody nothing. I'm with that. But when you decide to open up your legs, you then become responsible for somebody that did not even ask to be here. It is your duty. It is your responsibility. It ain't about how you feel. It ain't about what he did. It ain't about what you did. It is your duty and your responsibility to ensure that they are a productive and a great member of society, and they have every tool in order to be successful. Y'all keep coming through with all of the Band-Aid products. Oh, therapy, all this, all that. You're not going to need no therapy if you can create the oasis for your family to be able to thrive in. You ain't got to go and try to spread your trauma all out and try to figure it out, and I'm going to go hoe it out and I'm going to come back. Hey, I got a testimony. I never understood testimony service. Let me say it again. Just let me get my rant off real quick. I never understood testimony service in church. I never understood it. It baffled me. Because it was an opportunity for us to celebrate somebody going through something they never should have been in the first place. We put all of these Band-Aids on the issues instead of celebrating the person that made the right decision not to go down that path so that they wouldn't be having to drag through all of the stuff that they went through in the first place. Your kids don't have to suffer the way that you suffered. They can fail and control the environments in order to ensure that they learn the lesson so that they're not supposed to go through the same thing that you go through. They're supposed to learn the lesson. They got their own stuff that they're going to go through. They're going to make their own mistakes. They got enough stuff that they're going to go through on their own. Nothing keeps me up more at night than analyzing every single day how it was that I made an impact in my daughter's life. Whether that be through my own actions or how it is that I'm influencing her. Man, I wonder if I should have made her clean up her room before she went to bed, or should I just make sure that she cleaned it up before she go to school? My biggest problems at this point is wrestling with how it is that I can parent more effectively. I don't want to baby her too much because I want her to be responsible, and I don't want her to always be able to lean on her father. I want her to understand that she also has to do her part too. You know how much of a blessing that is? You know how much of a compliment it is when somebody says, Anton, what do you know? You only been with one girl for the last 18 years. I'll be thinking to myself, was you trying to throw a shot? Like, was that supposed to be an insult? Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully my daughter does the same thing. Hopefully your daughter does the same thing. Will you throw that as a shot if your kids do the same thing, or are you looking for them to be the thug? I don't want my daughter being with multiple different guys. I'm very thankful that at 14 years old, my daughter is still a virgin. I'm very, 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 very thankful that the foundation of what my daughter is living like is based in principles that's in God. I'm very thankful that I was able to raise my daughter in church. I'm grateful that she understands the word and she reads her Bible. I can't even believe I'm having this conversation right now. I really can't believe I'm even having this conversation right now. The most important decision that you ever gonna make in your life is who it is that you open your legs to and lay next to every day. Don't take it lightly. Stop acting like this is just something that we just supposed to skip over. It's not. This is something that's very, very important. We're shaping what our planet is going to be for generations to come based off of who it is that you raise and the impact that you have in a life. You may be either creating somebody that is going to be a serial killer or somebody that is going to birth a serial killer, or you creating somebody that's going to solve a problem that makes this earth better. Think about your responsibility and your part and how that plays out. Either you're going to birth somebody that is going to be a menace on this earth. Either you're going to birth a demon or you're going to birth an angel. It's no middle road. It's no in between. Either you get a demon or you get an angel. You have to take ownership and responsibility for either. Either you get the credit for one or you get the credit for the other, but you're getting the credit no matter what. You don't just get to wash your hands and say, oh man, that's messed up. No, you created 8 demons because you had 8 kids by 8 baby fathers and you never ever did the thing that was best for you. Which ultimately wasn't the thing that was best for them, which ultimately is somebody else in society that they don't even know yet that's probably going. It's a woman that is having a kid raised by a single mother in California that is going to meet a man over in New York that never even knew her. And that kid is going to make that man's life hell. And they don't even know each other yet. That's what you're doing. She gonna ruin his life. She gonna lie on him. She gonna use him. Have y'all thought about that? Let's get back into the show. I don't want to go on a rant for too long because then y'all be like, Anton is on his preacher stool again. Let's go.
I'm like, okay, whatever. At this time, he done got a new car. He had ended up getting a newer Magnum, so he was no longer riding around with no AC and the windows was broken. He had a new car. All this stuff like that. Now he went from a hot box to a new car in like.
Thank you, Brock, for the super chat. I'm reading it shortly. Thank y'all all for the super chats.
I was running out of no's. I was running out of ways to say no. Like I was running out of ways to turn him down. Now
because she didn't have a father to go to and say, "Hey, this 31-year-old man keep driving up and texting me and all of this other type of stuff. What do I do?" She's running out of ways to say no because she's an 18-year-old kid being groomed by a 30-year-old plus man that just got out of prison.
My turn down game is strong. I don't run out of excuses. I was a child. So he was like, ride with me. So I'm like, okay. So I rode with him. Like I'm still sitting on the passenger side.
Super chats lately. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description.
Like in my phone, just not interested. But I ran out of ways to say no. So I'm in the car with him. He riding around. Like he went to different places. And like he would talk to them. They would pass him money and stuff like that. So every time we stopped somewhere, he would give me the money and be like, hold it. So I'm like, hold it yourself. He was like, man, just hold it. Hold it for me. So I'm like.
Another tactic. Leaving the money out. Letting her hold the money. Hey, let a chick see. If you don't know what 10,000 look like, and then you let a chick get a band, because when you go to the bank, they give it to you in stacks they give it to you in stacks of 10, 5, 2, 10, 5, 2. I don't know what the fives are, and then 100. Now, this ain't the same thing that your little kids did, where they did the money stack, and then they took the $100 bill and they put it over the 100 ones, and then they thought that they had a stack. No, this is when you go and get 10,000 out and it's in a stack of, you get 100 ones and it's 10,000, right? Or you get 120s and it's two racks, right? When you put that in the hands of a person that ain't never, ever, ever understood what money looked like, you changed the entire dynamics of how they think. You re-engineered their mind. He literally re-engineered her mind.
All right, so we riding around. He's collecting money.
Reading super chat shortly.
I was only with him probably like an hour, maybe 2 hours. And when I was getting ready to get out of the car, he was like, "Just keep that." So I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Just keep it. Like that's for you. Like so you can have some money in your pocket." So
he got it right there.
I wasn't nice to this man. I wasn't sweet to this man. I didn't hug him. I didn't give him a kiss.
I
didn't.
You was already in the car.
In no way inviting.
She was already in the car. He hooked her. Hey, hold that for me for real quick. What you think? She ain't coming back? You think she ain't gonna get back in the car and do everything that you want her to do going forward?
Oh, and like he gave me that money, so it was like at this point, it's like I don't have to do nothing, and you just give me money. Like I don't have to, and you just giving me money. Like this was new to me, and of course I was a child. He was a grown man, so of course it was new to me, but it wasn't new to him. So after that, it was like I started texting him back, and I started answering his calls, and we started like hanging out more and more. Now,
of course you did.
What did y'all think was gonna happen?
To the day we got arrested. So I was where he was at and I was asleep. And he went to church that morning. It was a Sunday. I remember it was a Sunday, November 7th, 2010. And he came back in and he woke me up when he got back from church and he was like, "I need you to ride somewhere with me." Now I already knew he was getting ready to ride somewhere. Okay. And anytime he rode somewhere, I didn't ride with him. And out of all the times we were around each other, I can remember like there was only a few times that I was with him and there was drugs in the car. Now, if they was hid, if they was like somewhere and he just didn't tell me about it, then I can't give an account for that. But for the most part, I was not around the drugs. Like when he would go and do whatever it is that he did, I was not around. He did that on his own time. Like when we were in the car together, there wasn't drugs there. And if there was, like there was probably like a few times and he would take them somewhere, but it wasn't something that I was constantly around. It's not like I was in the kitchen cooking it while the music was playing. So I knew what he did, but I felt like that ain't my problem. That's your problem. Like don't ask.
You wanted to benefit from it. You was allured by the lifestyle. You was all spending all your time with him. You with him after you get off of church and all of that. You with the lifestyle now. Now you become an accessory. You become a partner. You become a Bonnie to his Clyde.
Ask me to cook it. Don't ask me to cut it. Don't ask me to weigh it. Don't ask me to give it to nobody. Don't ask me to touch it. Like that's between you and whatever you got going on. So he woke me up and he was like, "I need you to take a ride with me." So I was like, "No." Like I was like, "I'm tired. Like I don't want to go." So he was like, "The person that's supposed to go with me," which is his homeboy that I said was my cousin. And he was like, "The person that was supposed to go with me," you know what I'm saying? Like he bailed on me or whatever. So he's like, "I need you to go." So I'm like, "No." So
that should have been a red flag right there for him. Think about it, y'all. If this ain't a setup, if this ain't Boston George and Blow, have y'all ever seen that movie? It's a phenomenal movie with Johnny Depp. Phenomenal actor that got railroaded by Amber Heard, by the way. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. Whoever was supposed to go with me bailed on me. I don't use this word often, nigga. But the allure of trying to go and get that money will keep you steadfast going down a path of destruction. He said the person that was supposed to go with him bailed on him. If that's not a red flag for what is to come and a precursor, understanding that you got set up, fam, and you about to get busted, and I have not seen this video, if that's not telling you that God is trying to tell you something, God is trying to tell you something. Think about it. All of the signs was there. He had just came from church, and what's the song they were singing in church? Long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Just got done shouting. God is trying to tell you something. And then your partner bail on you. And all you got is this little 18-year-old girl that's sitting next to you. Now you telling her to take a ride with you. If y'all don't start listening to y'all inner man, Maybe y'all ain't got the inner man. Maybe y'all ain't never got saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. I be listening to my inner man. My inner man be like, Anton, that's a setup over there. I be like, I'm going to just go ahead and stay home. Next thing you know, everybody be like, yeah, fam, you should have, you did the right thing by not coming. I know. They be all trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how they going to get out of this situation. I be at home sleeping like a baby, spooning, having breakfast with my daughter and my wife, looking at them like, don't call me for no bail money. Anton not coming. I'm about to go shopping.
That was like a crazy relationship. I ended up going, not by choice, okay? So I was in the car, but I was like, I'm not driving because the car was in my name. He bought me a car and it was in my name. He did not have license. He still drove, but he did not have a valid driver license.
So the nigga ain't got, all right. I use the N-word sparingly, right? I try not to, but it's a difference between a black person and a nigga, right? So he ain't got no license, no registration, no insurance, but he got that work in his car. Nigga. If every red flag did not go according to whatever it was, the devil was like, listen, fam, if you blow through every single red flag, I got him. Every red flag was right there. No license, no registration, no insurance. No tags, no friend to go with you to drop off the package, nothing. And you just got out of prison, and you just got out of jail, and you got an 18-year-old girl in the car with you, and God was trying to tell you something in church. Okay, let's see how this plays out.
So we get in the car, and I was like, I'm not driving. So, like, you can make me go, but I'm not driving.
You can make me go.
So I sat in the passenger side with a whole attitude. Like, I napped most of the way. Like, I was on my phone.
So they took a road trip
like
with no nothing.
And like,
she took a nap, so they took a road trip. We know what them road trips are.
Like, there was no conversation. Like, he was playing music. He'll try to, like, talk to me and interact. But I was, like, aggravated because I did not want to be there. So the whole way up there, like, I don't know if it was just me being paranoid or if it was actually what was happening, but I can't.
God was trying to tell you something. You should have got out the car and walked home. I don't care how far you are. Go and hitchhike. God was trying to tell you something, girl.
Seeing so many police officers everywhere we went. Like when we was driving down.
Yeah, because there was radio in. Yeah, yeah, just past 30-mile marker coming your way. Oh, they're right on time. Just past 30-mile marker. Don't worry about it. We're not going to pull them over even though they ain't got no license, registration, insurance, or tags or plates on the car. And we got a convict riding in the car with a girl that look weird and it looks crazy and they got an unmarked car and we just going to ride around. We got police officers everywhere. I'd have been like, hey, this look wild. We done passed 20 police cars in 20 minutes. Let me out.
Orlando, that's where he met whoever he met. And as we were driving, like, it was so many police officers, like, everywhere. I don't know if I was paranoid or they was really just, like, following us because they was everywhere. I remember we was, before we even got on our like, in the median, there was, like, 2 police cars. They was parked like this, facing each other, and they was standing outside the car talking. And it was, like, I was, like, every time I seen one, I was, like, something don't feel right. Like, but I'm in the car, like, I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. So even if they do pull us over, even whatever happened, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, I don't sell drugs. I don't have drugs. Like, I don't have no money. So that's between you and whoever it's between. And that's how I felt like dealing with him in that whole situation. I always felt like it didn't have nothing to do with me because it didn't. But I guess in the eyes of society, in the eyes of the justice system, in the eyes of the task force, I guess it did have something to do with me. I still to this day feel like that ain't have nothing to do with me. So we on our way up there, and
I wonder if the judge that gave you 10 years in prison feels the same way, because it really doesn't matter what you feel like.
Get there, we pulled into like this apartment complex.
And you pull into an apartment. Yo, this sounds literally just like a movie. This sounds just like the series that I like, my favorite series. What's my favorite series, Rita? Nah, Breaking Bad is my second favorite series. The Wire. This sounds just like a setup on The Wire. I'm surprised Marlo wasn't waiting for them. Listen, considering everything that happened and that she's talking to us today and giving her story, The best case scenario was that she went to jail, because the worst case scenario, and a lot of people don't realize this, it's a lot of bodies that's getting dumped in these abandoned buildings, and you will never ever know why they ended up there. She was riding with a dude, and it's a strong possibility she is probably more. God still probably saved her, because it's a strong possibility she could have ended up in a white sheet. So a lot of people don't come back for that trip. Trust me, I know some of them that never came back from that trip.
I'm not going to give no details because I don't know who lived there, and man, we ain't doing that. So we pulled into this apartment complex, and he got out the car, and I sat in the car, and he went in there. I don't know who he met. I don't know what they said. I don't know what was exchanged.
Stick to your story, girl.
Matter of fact, back that up. So before we went and got on the road to go to Orlando, we stopped in the town over in Sebring, and we stopped at like one of the dudes that he like deals with. We stopped at his house. Setup. He went in there and he like talked to him. I sat in the car this whole time, and he wasn't in there that long, but he went in there, and I know he picked up some money from him. So I don't know if that was like money for them to go in together on the re-up, or if that was money that man owed him and he was just putting it with his money for the re-up. I don't know how that go. I don't know if both of them had hands in that package, and the person we stopped at, if some of that stuff that we got caught with was his, or if that was just money that he owed him. I don't know the logistics. I did not ask questions because, once again, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So back, we are in Orlando, and we're at the place. He goes in there and he talks to whoever he talks to, and he ends up coming back out. And I don't want to make this video too long, so I hate to do it to you. But I'm going to have to film a part 2. All right, so this is part 1.
All right, so maybe we'll come back and do part 2 on Monday, because I think that this is a really good story. And again, I reached out to her to make sure that we, I'm going to try to tap in with her. Sometimes I'm not able to make certain things happen. But I did tap in with her in order to make sure that, and shout out to Rajiva the ruler. You have a great story, and I think that this is something that we can all learn from, and it's very, very entertaining. But I did reach out to her, so hopefully I can get her here in Detroit, and we can get her on the black couch with the "Don't Do Coke in the Bathroom" sign, and then we can get her story. But we'll break this down possibly in a part 2, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully you guys found this entertaining and educational at the same time. I love you. I appreciate you. It's No Fumble on a Friday. Again, make sure you tap into the Alpha Juice Company. We got all of the promos in the description, so go ahead and do that. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And then last but not least, Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description also. I love you guys. I appreciate you. No Fumble on a Friday. We're not doing a live stream tonight on the Anton Daniels channel because I'm reconfiguring the studio and I'm getting some new talent in here. But we will be doing it next weekend. Next Friday, we're doing a live stream. We getting it popping. I am going to drop 2 videos in the Patreon for y'all this weekend, including the uncensored, unseen Charleston White interview. We got Charleston White coming next week, this upcoming week. You never know what's going to happen. So I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace. Oh, one more thing. Before we get up out of here, I need y'all to do me one more thing. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We not trying to be successful and rich, but wait. I got to read the super chats. I got to read some of these super chats. I don't want to forget. Roy Rainbow says, thanks for the info via the coaching call. I dodged the bullet, but I'm still here. No thoughts for me. Purpose first. I'm chilling. Roy Rainbow. Shout out to Roy Rainbow because I had a coaching call and we had some come to Jesus moments. I will tell y'all that if y'all have a coaching call with me or y'all have a conversation with me, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com and I'm going to make sure that y'all get it popping. I am going to give you the real. I am not a person that is going to give you anything fake. I'm not a mean person. I do kick it with you and I'll make sure that I built a relationship so you can understand the value that I bring, so you can understand when I'm telling you something, I'm telling you because I truly love you and I want you to be better. And then also on top of that, I need to understand who you are and what you're going through. So this is not a one size fits all. When I get on the phone with you or I get on a Zoom call with you, I don't get on a Zoom call or a phone call with you and I just say whatever it is that you want me to hear. I don't just give you a quick solution. I need to understand where it is that you come from, how it is that you operate, what your mindset is, your current circumstance, and then what it is that you're looking to get out of the call. And then we go from there. Often at times, the things that you think that you're looking for is completely different than what you get, but it's way better. So email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com, and I'm going to make sure that I get y'all booked in for a coaching call sooner rather than later, hopefully. But Roy, boy, we had us a call. We had us a heck of a call. You can't say that you don't get the value out of what it is that you book for. That's true. Brock is in the building, said it's not even about the child. It's more so about raising individuals who can contribute positively and improve and the improvement to the improvement of society. Pass a love offering. Thank you, Brock, for the fireball. Also, accountability partner, my dog says, supporting my dog. Much love, time. I thank you. I appreciate you. Thanking to everybody that continues to hold me down. I love y'all. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And then last but not least, make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be rich or successful by ourselves. No fumble on a Friday. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace. Oh, one more. Hovey Baby says, have a great weekend, everyone. Remember, no fumbling out here. Bag chasers for life. Shout out to my bag chasers. Holler at y'all later. Peace.